Greetings and salutations, film fans. Thomas L here. With the new remake of Child's Play hitting theaters this week, I decided to do my top 10 favorite horror movie remakes. Because there's been some really good horror remakes that I've really enjoyed over the years. I mean, some of them aren't as good as the original, but some are actually better than the original. But anyway, that being said, here's my 10 favorite horror movie remakes. Alright, coming in at number 10 is Piranha 3D. Now, this film is a remake of a 1970s film about and this is about prehistoric piranhas who are terrorizing a lake called Lake Victoria. And you got a sheriff played by Elizabeth Shue who joins forces with a band of unlikely stranger, and they gotta try to find a way to destroy the creatures before everyone, of course, becomes fish food. And this movie is gruesome. Like, Piranha 3D is a real gore fest. It was directed by Alexandra I, I always mispronounce his last name, but he's actually a really talented filmmaker. And Piranha 3D I really dug. It's fun, it's gory, it's pretty, like, there are some jump scares, yeah, but it's a really good one. And I also like the cast too. I mean, you had Elizabeth Shue, who I just mentioned, Steve McQueen's grandson, Stephen R. McQueen from Vampire Diaries fame is in this. You also had Jessica Store from Gossip Girl fame. Adam Scott was in this. Who else? Oh yeah, Ving Rhames was in this. Riley Steele, Kelly Brooks. Really cool cast members were in this. And I also like Piranha 3D. I know lots of people poo poo on that one, but kind of got a kick out Piranha 3D. But Piranha 3D is also pretty fun. I mean, I think it's actually one of the rare remakes that's actually better than the original. I mean, I've seen the original Piranha. It's a cool film. I mean, like I said, the original got released, pretty much hit theaters like I think early '80s or I think early '80s or late '70s to capitalize on the fandom of Jaws. But I still prefer the remake. I think it's more fun. It's more gory. It's also pretty funny as well. Like, it has some really comedic timing. And if you guys never seen Piranha 3D by now, check it out. I think you'll have a fun time with it. Alright, coming in at number 9 will be The Hills Have Eyes. Now, this is a remake of a 1970s film that was directed by Wes Craven, and it is about a couple who goes on a road trip to San Diego with a group of campers, with a group of friends, and so like there's an accident that ends up stranding them in the desert. So while like two of the men go for help, the others are forced to wait. But of course, they're unaware that they've ended up stuck near a site where decades earlier nuclear tests gave like rise to a group of mutant monsters who these mutant monsters pretty much devour flesh. They pretty much eat people. They're cannibals, yeah. And this movie is also gruesome. It was also directed by Alexandra Ajay, who also did Piranha 3D. And he also has that new movie Crawl coming out next month, which looks really good, by the way. Hills Have Eyes is a really good one. It's, like I said, it's gory. The creatures all look cool. I mean, it's not as good as the Wes Craven one, but I still really enjoy it. It's definitely far better than the sequel. Like, Hills Have Eyes 2 was not all that good. But the first film is really good. If you guys never seen both the original and the remake, check them both out. I think you'll enjoy them. Alright, coming in at number 8 is House of Wax. Now, this is a remake of a 1950s film that starred Vincent Price. And it is pretty much about this killer who pretty much kills, like, get this. The killer ends up killing people, but then turning their bodies into wax figures. And in it, and the wax figures is at this like a wax museum, hence the title House of Wax. It's really gruesome. Like, the kills were pretty cool. I mean, the kills that there was of course one kill by that happened to Paris Hilton in this, which is pretty gruesome there. Yeah, Paris Hilton was in this. This movie came out around the same time as the hype for Paris Hilton and all that. But this film also had Alicia Cuthbert. She played like the lead in this. Chad Michael Murray was in this for all you One Tree Hill fans. You also had Sam Winchester himself. Jared Padalecki was in this. What else was in this? Some good cast members. It's a really good one. I mean, if you guys never seen the remake, check it out. And it's also directed by this director named John Collette Serra, who also directed the horror film Orphan, and he did the Liam Neeson movies, Unknown, Run or Night, Commuter, and A Nonstop. And he also did The Shallows. He's also doing that Dwayne Johnson film Jungle Cruise, and he was just brought on to direct Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. So this was like his pretty much his breakthrough directing feature. I think this was his first feature, if I'm not mistaken. But I really dug House of Wax. I know lots of people will probably disagree about the remake of House of Wax, and that's cool. But I really dug it. I mean, it's a shame we never really got to see a sequel to this, because I would love to have seen another one. But definitely check out the 2005 remake, and also give it a shot. Give the Vincent Price one a shot as well. I mean, I know many people probably like today probably haven't seen any of Vincent Price's films. He was a horror icon. All right, speaking of supernatural, my number 7 favorite is my Blade Valentine. Now, this is a horror movie that got released in 2009, and it's a remake of a 1981 film. I think it was 81. Yeah. And this film, by the way, also stars a supernatural star, and the star in this is Jensen Ackles, who of course plays Dean Winchester on Supernatural. So kind of funny, got like a couple films on this list that features 2 of the major Supernatural stars. So that's pretty funny. I mean, hey, they're best known for Supernatural, so it makes sense for them to be in a horror film and all. But anyway, actually, believe it or not, this was actually Jensen Ackles' like last feature film. Since my Blade Valentine, like he did like I think he did like small like voiceover work and stuff like that, but he never really like. It's been a while since he did like a big screen film. But anyway, now in my Blade Valentine, it's about this coal miner named Harry Warden, who's pretty much a killer and kills people with a pickaxe during Valentine's. And this is a really gruesome film. My Blade Valentine got released in 3D. It was a 3D feature. And I mean, this movie, of course, got released around the same year that 3D became big, and pretty much the year that 3D pretty much kicked off bigger than it was. Because this movie got released the same year as Avatar got released in. But I really dug my Blade Valentine. It's really fun. It's gory. It's entertaining. Jensen Ackles was pretty good here. You also had Jamie King was in this. Who else was in this? Oh yeah, Kurt Smith. The girl from The Blacklist was in this as well. Some really good cast members, and it was also directed by this director named Patrick Lesser, who also last directed Drive Angry. My Blade Valentine is a really good one. I mean, if you guys still haven't seen the 2009 remake yet, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm still disappointed we never got to see a sequel to this, because I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending of the remake of My Blade Valentine pretty much leaves the film off with a cliffhanger, and I would love to have seen another one. Alright, coming in at number 6 is the 2013 Evil Dead remake. Now, of course, this is the remake of the 1984 Sam Raimi classic, which starred Bruce Campbell. And this one was directed by Fede Alvarez, who also directed Don't Breathe. He also did that terrible Girl with the Dragon tattoo film. But his Evil Dead remake, I really enjoyed. This movie was also gory. I mean, probably even more gory than the original. I mean, when you, if you, if you're a horror gory fan, like this movie is a horror fan's wet dream. Like seriously, it's a really good one. It's creepy, and of course, it's about this girl named Mia, played by Jane Levy, who's like who's also a drug addict, who is like determined to kick the habit, and so like her brother named David, played by Charlotte Fernandez, his girlfriend Natalie, played by Elizabeth Blackmore, and their friends Olivia and Eric decide to accompany her to a family remote forest cabin, and like there, Eric ends up finding a book of the dead in the cabin, and he reads it and ends up awakening ancient demons, and of course the demon ends up possessing Mia, and all hell breaks loose. I mean, this is a really creepy one. I actually saw this movie with my brother and sister back in 2013, and we had a fun time watching this one. Now, of course, the Evil Dead remake wasn't as good as the Bruce Campbell one, because I mean, this did have Bruce Campbell in it technically, but like towards the end. But it was still a really good one. It was a good gore fest. It was produced by the original Evil Dead director Sam Raimi. It's a really good one. I mean, still a shame we still never got to see a sequel to this one. I mean, the Evil Dead remake made some pretty good dough, so shame we still never got. I mean, I know we had Ash vs. Evil Dead since, but I'm hoping we get more Evil Deads in the near future, because who doesn't love the Evil Dead franchise? Alright, coming in at number 5 is 2009's Friday the 13th remake. Now, this movie came out the same year as it came out like a month after my Blade Valentine. And this Friday the 13th remake also had Jared Padalecki, from Supernatural fame. So it's kind of funny that two of the Winchester brothers both had a horror remake that came out the same year, like pretty much towards around the same time, because my Blade Valentine was released in January, while Friday the 13th was released in February. I know that was pretty cool to see. I mean, the Winchester brothers in the serial killer film, a remake, no less. But yeah, I really dug the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. I know lots of people didn't really love it or anything, but I thought it was really good. It had some really cool kills. Derek Mears, I thought he was a great Jason. My favorite on-screen Jason is probably still Kate Hodder, but Derek Mears still played that role perfectly. And also you had Danelle Pennebaker from The Flash fame, so we got a couple of CW vets in this film. Yeah, this movie was also really gore. Like, it wasn't like gory, like as gory as much of the film on this list, but it was still pretty bloody. And Jason was once again awesome. I really dug the remake. I mean, of course, it wasn't all as good as the original, but the 2009 Friday the 13th remake is still really fun, gem. And of course, it was the last Friday the 13th movie he had. I mean, God knows if we'll ever see Jason back on the big screen, but I know LeBron James is talking about doing like another Jason movie. I know there's like some legal issues going on. I don't know. I'm hoping we should see more Jason, because who doesn't love Jason? Jason's just one of the best. Jason is just one of the best horror villains we got. Alright, coming in at number 4 is It. Of course, this is the remake of the Stephen King miniseries from the 1990s. It's based on a book by Stephen King. It's about it's pretty much about Pennywise, the dancing clown, who, of course, terrorizes kids and all. He's a shape-shifting evil clown. I mean, Pennywise is a real creepy one. I mean, Pennywise is kind of the reason why lots of people are afraid of clowns. And I kind of thought that it was a better remake than the original. Like, I love the miniseries from the 90s, but I still kind of prefer, I kind of probably prefer the remake more. I mean, it was more bloodier than the original, because, of course, the original was a TV series, so they couldn't do a whole lot. Bill Skarsgård was a great Pennywise. I probably still prefer Tim Curry's performance, but Bill Skarsgård was still a great Pennywise. Of course, the kids who played the Loser Club all had amazing chemistry with one another. Of course, the kid from Stranger Things played one of the Losers kids. Really, this movie was really creepy. Like I said, it was gory, and it's a really good remake. And not to mention, we got the sequel coming out in September, which I'm actually really pumped to check out. Alright, coming in at number 3 is The Ring. The Ring is a remake of a Japanese horror film called, I can't remember the actual name. I think the original Japanese one was called Rigu, if I'm not mistaken. I've actually have seen the Japanese remake, and it's actually really scary. I mean, it's a really creepy one. But I probably still prefer the remake over the original. I mean, it's pretty much about an evil videotape who pretty much kills people who watched it in 7 days. And the girl in this, the character's name is Samara. She is the most creepiest kid you'll see on screen. I mean, that's definitely one of the most creepiest kids there is. Of course, Naomi Watts plays the lead in this. It was directed by Gore Verbinski, who also went on to direct the first Pirates of the Caribbean. He also did The Lone Ranger. I mean, this is probably my favorite Gore Verbinski film. It's a really good one. It's creepy. It's entertaining. The first Ring is the best. Ring 2, not so much. I did dig that 2017 Rings though. I thought the Rings, that film that got released in 2017, I thought that was okay. But the best one is the first film with Naomi Watson. I really dug that one. And this movie, of course, was really good. I mean, if you guys never seen the 2000, I think it got released in 2002 or 2001, around those 2 years. But if you guys never seen The Ring with Naomi Watts in it, check it out. It's a really good one. And also check out the Japanese one too. That's actually pretty good as well. All right, my number 2 favorite is gonna be a little unpopular opinion, but my number 2 favorite is Rob Zombie's Halloween. I don't care what anyone says. I really got kicked out of Rob Zombie's Halloween film. I mean, Michael Myers, kind of like Jason and Chucky and all. Michael Myers is an icon. And I thought what Rob Zombie did with the remake was really good. I mean, I thought it was even more gory than the original. And also, I loved how they went through Michael Myers' backstory, because, like, they did show Michael Myers as a kid in the original, but they didn't do a whole lot with him as a kid. Here, they really showcase on who he was of who Michael Myers was as a kid, and it fully showcased him killing his own family, except for his mother, obviously, and except for his younger sister. But he, of course, ends up wanting to kill his older sister once she gets a little older. Because I mean, come on, Michael Myers may be a sicko, but he's not that sicko to kill a baby. I mean, let's be for real there. And I thought what Rob Zombie did with this film was pretty decent. It's probably one of my favorite Rob Zombie films. I thought he did a really good job of it. I know there's going to be some people who will disagree with me, and that's cool. But I really got kicked out of Rob Zombie's Halloween film. And by the way, Donald Pleasant, he was great as Sam Loomis. I probably still a little bit prefer Malcolm McDowell as a role. I thought Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Samuel Loomis, that was perfect casting. I mean, I guess I probably still prefer Donald Pleasant. I'm still cautious of which Samuel Loomis was better between Donald Pleasant or Malcolm McDowell. I mean, I even said that if they were to, because when the remake of Halloween was getting made, I know they wanted to like cut ties with the remake and all, but I would have been perfectly fine if they had cast if they got Malcolm McDowell back to play Sam Loomis. I would have been perfectly fine if that happened. But yeah, I really dug the 2007 Halloween remake, and Rob Zombie's sequel was actually pretty good too. I thought it was a pretty good one. But yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween, I really got kicked out of. Oh, not to mention the also the dude who played Michael Myers, Tyler Mane. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, what a resume! That guy played both Sabretooth and Michael Myers. Cool resume there. And the girl who played Laurie was also good. I really dug this film. I still sort of wish Rob Zombie had went ahead and did a third one, but that never happened. But hey, at least we got Blumhouse's pretty fun Halloween film that got released last year, so there's that. Alright, now my number one favorite horror remake of all time, that is John Carpenter's The Thing. I love The Thing. I mean, it's pretty much about this creature who takes forms of a human. It's about like this group of folks who are on like a pretty much on a wintry area, and in it, it's pretty much where like this creature who pretty much takes control, like pretty much takes a human form of some of the survivors there. So kind of like it's kind of, I guess you could say this thing is similar to the Skrulls from Captain Marvel, where it's able to take form of humans. I mean, this is definitely a remake that's actually better than the original. It was directed by John Carpenter, who of course did the original Halloween. It featured Kurt Russell as the lead. Kurt Russell was great in this, and I thought the thing, like the creature in this, looked cool. I mean, it's definitely one of the best sci-fi movies of the '80s. I mean, it is part sci-fi, it's part horror, whatever you want to call it. It's a really good one. I mean, if you guys never seen The Thing, which the John Carpenter thing, check it out. I mean, it's like I said, it's also a remake of I think in 1950. I think the original was 1950s or 40s, which was I believe it was called The Thing from Outer Space. I've seen the original Thing from Outer Space, and I gotta say, John Carpenter's The Thing is a much better film. It's a really good one. I mean, check out John Carpenter's Thing if you guys never seen it. It's a really good one. And it's also pretty creepy and really gory than you expect from an '80s film. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Number 10, Piranha 3D. 9, The Hills Have Eyes. 8, House of Wax. 7, My Blade Valentine. 6, Evil Dead. 5, Friday the 13th. 4, It. 3, The Ring. 2, Halloween. 1, The Thing. Now there's a few other ones I probably could have added. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I sort of got kicked out of the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Didn't love it, but I thought it was okay. It's not complete trash as most people make it out to be. Poltergeist wasn't all that bad. The remake of that, Suspiria was okay. I kind of dug the remake of Carrie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Fright Night, Let Me In, The Crazies, I Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left, Prom Night, One Missed Call. There's also Psycho, The Hitcher, Sorority Row, Black Christmas, Silent Night, The Fog, The Grudge. Definitely not Mars. The remake of Mars was horrible. There was also The Blob. That was a good one. Speaking of, Rob Zombie was supposed to get a Blob remake coming, but that never happened. But anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite horror movie remakes? Oh, and I also kind of like the remake of Pet Sematary. Forgot to mention that one. But anyway, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.